Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Back.
And I'm Jasmine Moyer. Good morning, La La Land. We are America's first live streaming daily talk show coming to you Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter.
And it's hashtag Friday Feeling, all about dating, love, and relationships. So today we're going to dive deep into learning how to have someone fall in love with you. That should be funny. Secondly, we are going to dive deep into some tips about love and dating from two extraordinary experts in the realm of dating matchmaking. And finally, we're going to talk with an inspirational, infamous bachelor.
Love it.
Hashtag Friday Feels.
And we have the theme of the month, which is love is the only truth. It's the affirmation of the month.
It's all coming to a head right here today
Right?
on Friday.
Pun intended.
Oh my God, Erin! I'm feeling the love. That took me way too long. I had half a spicy margarita last night, and I'm still struggling with that. But what a night that was. We have some very exciting guests in the studio. I want to reach out and say good morning to you. Back in the studio, we have Chad Johnson, recently seen on The Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, and with this guy over here, I'm famously single. And Lori and Thomas Edwards. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Better now that you are here. So here on Good Morning La La Land, we like to know what your morning routine is. So Lori, how do you start your day?
I start my day nursing my baby. She's 9 months old, and she nurses for like half an hour, and I do like a whole little mommy routine until she gets her first nap, and then it's all about me.
So I think you can consider that meditation, right?
Yes, absolutely. Snuggle time, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. What about you, Thomas?
So while she's nursing, I casually wake up and I probably watch ESPN for about a half hour, and then I have a gratitude journal that I write in. So I kind of wake up and think about what I'm grateful for the day. And then from there, I come out and I see my two beautiful people, and then I start my day.
Are you gratitude journaling while watching ESPN? Like, I'm so grateful my team won this.
I won't lie to you, like a lot of times I see like a lot of the Patriots in my journal about how grateful I am about their victories all the time and how I'm grateful for Tom Brady to exist.
I am too.
There we go.
And Chad, what about you? What's your morning routine in La La Land?
The first thing I do when I wake up, before I do absolutely anything, is I grab my running shoes and I go for about 20-30 minute run just to get my blood flowing and kind of get the day started. And then after that, get back, cook some food, check on my dog, and start my day.
What's your dog's name?
Pumpkin.
We love pets here on Good Morning La La Land. And speaking of love, obviously Erin mentioned that the theme of the month is love. So we're going to come back to you later in the show and find out what you love most about living in La La Land.
Nice, nice.
Love it. Pun intended.
I like the dress. I like the dress today, Jazz.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. A little shout out to Best Solace in New York. It's a boutique. And this is actually one of the pieces that was given to me by the man who broke his leg trying to get me the clothes.
Oh, right.
Remember
Wow.
that story? Crazy. So somebody reached out to me on Instagram and they said, we love what you're doing. We want to donate some styles to you. I said, that's fantastic. And he didn't show up at the time he was going to meet me. 45 minutes later, I get a call and he's lying in the middle of the street. I've been hit by a car. So I run outside and he's got this dress, this t-shirt, and this bag of clothes. And he said, I just wanted to give this to you before he was taken away to the hospital.
It's dedication.
Wow.
That is dedication right there. So thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate your kindness.
Oh my gosh!
Jeez.
Wow. And so how are you feeling after that? What did you have? A margarita, spicy margarita?
Spicy margarita last night was so much fun. So we went to the opening of the Mike Rosenthal gallery over at Art Angels.
Was this right?
Incredible. Yes, Rites and Rituals.
Yeah.
You mentioned it yesterday on the show. One of the sexiest exhibitions I've ever been to.
I thought it was very spiritual, actually. I mean, Rites and Rituals, we talked to him a little bit, and he said, well, it's just something that bubbled up in my subconscious. And I mean, that's like, we have some pretty evolved human beings in this town, honestly. So actually, the Art Angels Gallery next door is, I actually, like I've said, I'm not a huge art person, but their art is extraordinary, and it all has like these deep, meaningful things. But so he does this, these pictures of these, we're going to show some footage, but basically about like all these beautiful women's, and it's like fractal. So you go down, it's like you see it from afar, and then you get way into the picture, and there's naked women.
Well,
you know?
no, it's really interesting. So when we talked to Mike, he was talking about it being art on a micro and macro level. So from a distance, it looks like it's a kaleidoscope, and you think, oh, wow, that's a really intricate, cool design. And then you get up closer and closer, and you realize it's two beautiful women, completely naked and painted, And it is
Right?
really
The
neat.
alpha, omega, the individual, and the oneness. We went
Yes.
deep in that art, you know?
It's
We
incredible.
did.
It sounds like one of those things that's even more powerful in person. I saw some of the footage and some of the pictures, and it was incredible, but in person, I
Yeah.
imagine it's
Perfect.
that much deeper.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it.
I'm Mike Rosenthal, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
Hi, my name is Jada, and I'm watching Good Morning La La Land.
I'm Jacqueline Nepal, and you're watching Good Morning La La Land.
My name is Jerry Connolly. I'm watching Good Morning La La Land.
Hello, my name is Roman, and we're watching Good Morning La La Land.
I have the honor of being here with the owners of Art Angels. Kat, how are you tonight?
Very good, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much. This is one of the sexiest shows I have ever seen. Tell us about Rites and Rituals.
So Rites and Rituals is it's a homage to the human body, to the human form, and also to the rite of prayer and ritual. And Mike loves symmetry, he loves circles, he loves motion, and this is just an expression of all of that.
This is one of the most incredible galleries, really, in Los Angeles. What is your mission and purpose with it?
And I mean, I think our mission is overall to be able to provide great art for, you know, any sort of, I wouldn't say budget, but the new collector to the established collector, always providing an eclectic mix, you know, a mixture of styles, and just creating exposure that a lot of other galleries aren't creating at the moment, you know, letting people see neons and sculpture and photography and abstract, and I think that, yeah.
And, you know, just trying to be a little bit different as well. Always having a very inviting attitude. We're not kind of the highbrow gallery where you feel uncomfortable when you walk in. It's fun to come here.
I'm here with Jerry, the gallery director of Art Angels. Hi, tell us about the show tonight.
The show is Mike Rosenthal. This is his inaugural show as an artist, so we're really happy to have him and represent him here in Los Angeles. He is really new to the art scene, but he's an amazing, amazing photographer. He's had so many years in history and doing really good commercial work, and now he's really moved into this amazing fine art world, and his pieces are just really just like exceptional. So having an inaugural show like this is stellar, so we're excited.
Good morning, La La Land. We're here with Mike Rosenthal, this amazing, incredible, extraordinary artist. Now tell me, this is about rites and rituals. What is, how did you get inspired for that?
A lot of it actually was sort of subconscious, just inspiration that you sort of pick up over the years, and I didn't even really realize until, I'm not even sure really what kind of hit me and made all the things connect in my head, but it's just, I've always appreciated starting with kaleidoscopes and, you know, getting into some of, like from documentaries I've seen over the years, you start to see this circular repetition that kind of keeps popping up in South American tribal rituals and African tribal rituals. And just, I think it was in the back of my head, it started kind of connecting the dots. And I don't know, honestly, like it's something I've always appreciated. And then once I had the pieces, which were like just the little body shapes, I started playing with it, and I kind of realized as I was working with it, I was sort of recreating things that I just had stored in my head.
Well, I'm sure you're the envy of many, many artists. This is extraordinary work, so thank you so much for everything.
Of course.
We're here at the Rites and Rituals event. Tell us about what you think of the art tonight.
I think it's intriguing, and I can't wait to be a part of the next one.
Are you making plans with Mike?
I don't know. You know. We'll find out. We'll find out the next exhibition.
There's two cool girls right now, Mike, that are interested in maybe being a part of your next shoot. We're just saying.
Just saying. Only just saying.
Only just saying.
Dropping hints. You know.
So wild.
Wow.
Wild.
That is more than I expected.
Oh.
Yeah, it was more than. You know, I also noticed, I think somebody in the background there, a couple people I think looked recognizable.
Yeah, you know, it was a star-studded event. Mike Rosenthal brought out a crowd last night. Chrissy Teigen was there. John Legend, of course, congratulations. They just announced that they're expecting their second child. And Magic Mike himself. Yeah, Channing Tatum
was there?
Yeah, he was there. And you know, Good Morning La La Land. Erin was there.
I was there. So I really needed to know.
Yeah, the blonde and the redhead actually that you saw posing in front of one of those paintings, those were actually the models that were in that work.
Wow.
And when I was interviewing that model at the end of the interview, you just saw she was pushing hard. She was like, I'm going to be the next girl.
And is he the one that's doing the male lingerie that last?
Yeah, so Roman too. Interestingly enough, he choreographed a fashion show I did like eons ago, and he's up to something so cool. He's creating the only first men's lingerie line.
Menagerie.
Menagerie? Menage a trois. Yeah, it's
Only
super
in
sexy.
LA. So LA, we love it. That's what we love about LA.
Jess, do you know everyone?
Yes.
It's amazing. She's like, yes, somebody else I know. Really, Jess.
Well, LA is a small town when you've lived here long enough, that's for sure.
So, okay, we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're actually gonna learn how to have somebody fall in love with you. I can't wait for this one. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I'm Jessamine Moyer, host of Good Morning La La Land, and I've got one of my co-producers here, Victoria Simone.
Hey girl, what happened this week in La La Land?
So in case you missed it live, let me tell you all about it over some coffee. On Monday, we had the creator of Ginger in the house.
Ginger.
Yes. On Tuesday was Transformation Tuesday with Catherine Orford and Holly Perkins.
Lift to get lean, look at that.
Absolutely. Wednesday, we had True Wealth expert Amelia Barroso, also Victoria Frass, social media queen. Also the sleep doctor, Dr.
Derek
Lacey. Yes. Thursday, we had Pia Montias. She is an Emmy Award-winning producer and host, and the global child himself, Augusto Valverde. Friday, we had the Sexual Disorientation podcast with Sylvia Sage and Dr. Ramani, and the 13-time award-winning Emmy producer of the Oprah Winfrey Show, Ellen Rakuten. It was a good week in La La Land.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into This Week in Focus. I am your host, Victoria Simone, bringing you some of the highlights of what was filmed last week at the Focus TV network, which is America's first video streaming talk show network. Today I have Jessamine Moyer, host of Good Morning La La Land, helping me out today. We have 3 new shows on our network along with our normal lineup. First show is Moms Matter, hosted by Shirin Yadigar. We have Soul Reboot, hosted by the amazing Allison Charles. And the Rosé Girls with Jess Carroll, who is also on your show.
Absolutely.
Aside from our busy week, we had Good Morning La La Land, who was on your show.
We had 12 great interviews, including the founder of Ginger. Yes. We also had Augusto Valverde, the global child himself, social media queen Victoria Frass, and 13-time Emmy Award-winning producer Ellen Rakuten of The Oprah Show.
Thanks for tuning into This Week in Focus. Jess, thanks for helping me out.
Cheers. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are live in Los Angeles, and it's hashtag Friday Feels today. We have some very special guests in the house. Good morning, Chad Johnson and Lori and Thomas Edwards, 2 dating experts. Perfect for Friday Feels.
Morning.
So this month we are talking about love, because it is February. Love is the only truth. I'm curious to know, what do you love most about living in La La Land? Chad, let's start with you.
For me, it's going to be just the different arrangement of people. I mean, you can go anywhere and see people from every country, ethnicity, belief system. I mean, it's really like you've got a little bit of a mix of everything out here, and that's one of the things I love. Not to mention one more thing. Also, I love the fact that the people that live in LA, they are here because they want to be here. And if you notice, they're very happy because they're doing what they want to be doing in life.
That's so true.
Love that, Chad.
Love it. What about you over there, the professional wingman himself? What do you love about being here in Los Angeles?
You know, it's so easy to look at the weather and say that that's really the thing I love the most, but it's really what comes with it. Like, coming from I'm born in Boston, so I'm coming from the East Coast, and just like Chad said, everyone's disposition is so much more pleasant. Everyone's just happier. I don't have to worry about if I need to bring an umbrella or a jacket or a sweater, because the weather is just pretty consistent, and it makes everyone just want to be out and meet people and explore the world, and I think that's just really special.
Love it. It really is. It's so funny when you do feel rain. You always think like, oh, is somebody's air conditioning dripping on me? Like, what is getting on me right now?
Get water from the sky.
Yeah, no. So I'm always underprepared for when it does rain. Lori, what do you love about living in Los Angeles?
I love living by the beach. We're like 10 minutes from the beach, and as I also grew up in Boston and lived on the East Coast my whole life, and it's just so cool to be able to like pop in an Uber and be at the beach or walk there, and I just love the like outdoor living of it all in LA.
Oh, look how cute.
I know, I was going to say, when I love
Look
that
at
little
that
munchkin.
family.
Beautiful.
So cute.
Thank you all so much for being with us today. We're so excited to get to know more about your journeys later in the show.
Right, so today is hashtag Friday Feeling, and basically we looked at an article in Time magazine, and basically it's variables of what has people fall in love. So How do you have someone fall in love with you? Which is kind of ridiculous, right? How can you put a formula to
You
that?
know a good psychic, get your tarot cards
That's
read,
right.
put
That's
a little
right,
spell on them.
But there are 11 variables when they interviewed a bunch of people and found out what those are. And so we're going to kind of talk about those. I want some input, some feedback. I want to debate this stuff for you guys.
Yeah,
so.
and the idea is just to stack the deck in the right direction.
Right?
Yeah.
So number 1 is similarities in attitudes, backgrounds, and personality traits.
Yeah, so it's shared values, right? So when we feel like we share values with people, we instantly feel connected. Pretty simple.
But, I mean, do you think that opposites attract? Like, sometimes it's good when you're not always, like, agreeing on everything.
I agree with you about not agreeing, right? I agree with you about that. It's nice. That being said, generally the findings are that people who tend to share values or belief systems tend to attract each other.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't disagree. I like variety and spice of life.
But I think this is kind of a weird article in that, like, so... Like, obviously you're trying to look for these things, but it takes like dating somebody for a few months to find out all these things, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Like,
yeah, I mean, but that being said, you also, if you're open and honest from the very beginning, you can sort of see through a lot of the nonsense that we put up in the beginning of a relationship. You know, you start to ask and have more like deeper conversations about it.
You know, it's really funny. So my best friend, who grew up Catholic, started dating a Jewish guy when we moved to Los Angeles. And he was a Cowboys fan, and she is diehard Steelers. And it was like, I'm not sure if this is going to work. So they had an agreement about 4 months in that if they were going to continue the relationship and get married, she would raise her kids Jewish, but they had to be raised Steelers fans. So she's like, listen, I'll give up the Catholicism, but we can be Jewish, but we have to be Steelers fans. So it was really interesting because they didn't share similar beliefs, but they were willing to compromise in that to find a way that it would work for them.
That's true.
Now happily married, and they are Jewish Steelers.
Yeah, go Steelers.
I love
from
that.
Pittsburgh, so I can appreciate that.
Number 2 is so important in LA. So geographically, you know, attractive, right? Basically. So
yeah. So if you live in a different zip code,
not gonna happen.
Not gonna work out so well.
I don't care how hot you are. I don't care any of that thing.
Yeah, Silver Lake and Santa Monica, you're just never going to date each other.
No, long distance relationship.
You get on a plane faster, you know, over to Colorado.
Literally true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy actually.
But don't you think it's funny that that was when they surveyed people? They were like, well, they were geographically like.
Well, I think part of it too is that familiarity breeds liking. So if you tend to run into people at the grocery store, at the pharmacy, at the cleaners, like consistently, you start to feel a rapport with them, and it's easier to start a relationship.
Okay, so number 3 is desirable characteristic personality appearance. Obviously, that's like a no-brainer.
Okay.
Like, I don't like you, probably not going to work out. Just saying.
Yeah, it's generally good to like the people that you date. So maybe we'll move on from that point.
Next.
Next. Do you want to see what it is, Jess?
Reciprocal affection, the fact that the other person likes us, like for like, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because often the science has found that if you find out somebody likes you, you will tend to like them back.
It's so true.
Yeah, there's just a natural law of reciprocity that kicks in.
There's something when someone's like, you know what is so great about you? And you guys are really good at this. Like, Rob's so good at like telling you what is good about you, what he likes, what your strengths are. And you're like, tell me more. I like you so much.
It's a selfish thing that I do because I just enjoy people more that way.
Manipulation.
That's right. That's exactly right, Erin. That's what I think.
Okay, number 5 is satisfying needs. And it's so true. I think that basically, are your basic needs being met in this relationship? So many times people are just like, they're frustrated or they're having upsets. It's like, well, what are your basic needs?
So I have a bit of a, I've got to take a little bit of I'm challenged by that. Okay. Because the word need to me is ridiculous. It's like the need of someone who's already insanely wealthy saying, oh, I need 5 more. Like, right? Is it really a need that somebody takes care of you emotionally and psychologically all the time? Or is that really your own? It's a preference on one hand, and on the second, it's really only you that can control that.
Well, maybe they could say something like, are there deal breakers? Like, maybe if someone's a drug addict, maybe your needs aren't going to be met. Things like that, right?
I'd be interested to hear what Lori and Thomas have to say about that.
For sure.
I have a feeling they have something good.
Okay, number 6 is physical and emotional arousal.
Obviously.
Yeah. And you know, I don't know. I'm one of those people that gets aroused mostly by consciousness. I would say the number 1 thing is how evolved someone is. That turns.
So if the guy's not physically attractive to you,
it's not as important as how evolved they are.
Really?
Yeah.
And how soon can you tell how evolved they are?
Within one quick conversation. It's really easy, actually.
Warning, anyone having a conversation with Dr. Erin.
You've been judged.
Right. You've been judged. Yeah, it's really interesting. So number 7 I found interesting was social influences, norms, and the approval of people in our circle. So I'm sure we've all dated somebody whose friends didn't like the person we were dating. Not easy.
That's a tough one. And it's even worse if it's family that doesn't like the person.
How do you deal with that?
Often people just don't. They just break up. Yeah, that's generally what happens is they break up. That's to be honest with you. I mean, I think there are certain people that are quote-unquote self-referent enough that they don't need the approval of other people, even their family, in order to make a decision around their dating life. And that's great. Most folks, I would say, aren't necessarily there.
That is true. Very true. Okay, number 8 is specific cues to the beloved: voice, eyes, posture, and ways of moving. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Like someone's voice, you can be like, I don't know what it is, but I just melted. You had me at hello, right?
Yeah. There's part of the challenge there and the opportunity is that a lot of those cues are rooted in our childhood programming and in our parents. And so some of the things that quote unquote get you interested in somebody or make you feel familiar is problematic because it's you kind of revisiting this challenging childhood that you had.
What turns you on the most, Jazz?
Oh.
The viewers want to know.
Yeah, America wants to know. Actually, I don't think there's one specific thing really that I can name. I think just being really present and actually listening and being engaged in the conversation, making me feel like I'm the only person that matters in that moment. I think presence really turns me on.
What about you, Rob?
She just nailed it. That's,
there you go.
That's, for me, it's kindness, and it's an ability. It's somebody who sets an intention for peace. I don't want any problems. You know, I got enough problems. That's why I work. I work to solve problems. I don't want problems in my personal life. I'm good.
Well, someone who's like really like genius, brilliance. That's what gets me. And if it's complex, if it's complicated, it's okay. Like I like that. Like it's all about the struggle.
Let's say if he's an astrophysicist, and I know that you have an interest in physics, but can he be a genius in any area? Or does he have to be a genius specific area that you resonate with?
No, I think that it's a turn on if somebody's really advancing in their field and like really up to figuring some aspect of life.
So what's your biggest turn off, Erin?
Well, just the opposite of that, right? Someone who's just kind of like, they're just talking about the weather.
Oh, how about somebody that talks about themselves in the third person? Have you ever dated that guy? You sit down for dinner and he's like, well, Bobby Mitchell said this. I'm like, why are you talking about yourself like this? Like, really?
That's hilarious. Okay, so let's finish these up. So let's see. Number 9 is readiness for a romantic relationship. Yeah, that might be a good one for a relationship. Yep. Number 10 is opportunities to be alone together. Yeah, if you're never alone together, it might be hard to bond. And finally, on number 11 is mystery in the situation or in the person. That's a good one.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Often I think people over-communicate things. It's a possibility too.
For sure. So on that note, I say we go back and ask the real experts about how to fall in love. So we're going to take a break, you guys. When we come back, we're going to go to the back studio and get with the real experts, the matchmakers, and the bachelor.
Hello, Los Angeles. I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paprath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessa Moye.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks for having me on.
With
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful, former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited.
I mean,
Thank
we
you for
have
having me.
roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jenna Barnett with Millennial Mom on Focus TV. And today I have Jennifer Yen here today to chat with me about all things mom related. So you actually started your career as an actress and you were on the very famous TV series Power Rangers, right?
Yes, I used to fight them as my first career.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay Edwina Chia. Ladies and genticles, Tiffany Angulo. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You know, you're my Beige Bay of the week, not only because of your nationality, but because you just seem like the girl who does it all.
Hi everybody, I'm Allie Landry and welcome to Reshape TV. I have created an online platform, ReshapeLive.com and Reshape TV, to provide a place where women can learn from the very best resources for those of us who are striving to reshape our lives and live an optimal, healthy lifestyle.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl, and I'm here with Liz Hernandez, former TV host at Access Hollywood and now the founder of Wordiful. So excited to hear more about that. Liz, thank you so much for being here today.
Hi Gwen, thanks for having me.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle Gillette, life coach and host of the Spotlight series on Focus TV. And joining us today is our dear friend, Shalini Videra.
And thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're the perfect person to be here because we love anything that is, women helping other women, women empowering other women.
Hi, I'm Janet Gunn here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females. And today I interview Doriana Richmond. You're gonna love listening to Doriana. Not only is she beautiful, but she's so heartfelt and she has created this amazing jewelry line called Stone Symbol. Hi.
Well, thank you for that introduction.
Yeah,
wow.
of course. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Hi, and welcome to Everyday Game Changers, the show that features people giving back to their community. I'm your host, Annalise Getz, and today we are joined by Rolanda Watts. Rolanda is a stand-up comedian, she's an actress, she's a television personality, and she is a philanthropist, which is why she's here today. So thank you for joining us, Rolanda.
Thank you for having me. A joy to be here.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with, and that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new magical episode of Soul Reboot. I am your host, Allison Charles. Please welcome and meet this powerful divine queen whose name is Daphne Wayans. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so honored to be here.
Hello. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're here with my good friend Chad Johnson. You know him from The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, and of course from E's Famously Single. Thank you so much for coming, my friend.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. Nice to meet you guys.
We're so excited. So talk to us a little bit. I follow your Instagram account, of course, dude, and you're shredded. You just get more and more shredded. And of course, I got to ask you what you do in terms of just working out. Like, how do you stay so motivated to work out?
Well, I live right above a gym, so that's
step one.
Yeah,
No excuse.
Yeah, literally, I just go downstairs.
All the girls are like, which gym? We're just going to be knocking on the doors up top.
That's right.
But other than that, I mean, I just, I plan every meal, and I go run in the mornings. So running in combination with working out for an hour and a half every day kind of makes it to where I can eat and do whatever I want and still maintain.
So Chad, what is it like? Come on, honestly, like we want the dish. Like, is it do you love your life? Is it hard? What has it been like to be through all this and be seen in the eyes of so many people?
It was really weird. You know, when you first start out, it was like, you know, this inrush of just people and lights and flashes and cameras and everything constantly. And so you're kind of trying to figure out, I spent a lot of time versus everyone else, you know, everyone else goes to parties and enjoys the light. I was trying to figure out what it was I was doing with all of this. So, you know, I've rolled it into, I've got a supplement company and fitness plans and all these different stuff I'm doing, and then I do, you know, stuff like this. But I think it's just, yeah, it's been super interesting to kind of figure out where it all goes.
Right. And so I'm curious, what have you learned about yourself in this process? Right?
Absolutely nothing.
Cameras are off.
I'm great.
Yeah, you're great, right?
No,
Real Chad Johnson.
I think the one thing that, you know, I learned is when you watch yourself on camera, when you see the way you look from others' perspective, you are amplified, whether it's on TV or not. You know, at first I like to do interviews and say, oh, what I did was just amplified because of the cameras. But I've started to realize over time, I'm just really, that's just how I am. I'm just like a big personality, I guess. And sometimes, you know, I need to tone it down. So that's one of the things that I have definitely learned.
It's so interesting you say that. You know, of course, we worked with Dr. Darcy on Famously Single, and one of the things that she would say that I always thought was very brilliant is that lots of what we can perceive in ourselves or others as weaknesses are really just strengths that are dialed up real high, but they're dialed up in a context that makes them look bigger than they are, you know? And I found that to be true in my own life, that certain things are strengths really, but I just dialed them up in a context that is uncomfortable for me, or maybe I shouldn't have dialed it up in that particular context. But it's one of the things that I've loved about you on Famously Single, that I love about you in real life, is that you're a real guy, you know, and you've always been a real guy, and I appreciate that, you know?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, of course. I've tried to maintain that on no matter what it is I've been doing.
Yeah. Has it been tough sort of walking that authentic path while you at the same time try to deal with the media stuff? And
it has. It's been very hard because you're pushed in all different directions to give, you know, a different persona or whatever. While at the same time, you know, my whole thing and my whole persona is to be real and be authentic. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to fake something that's not true. So doing some TV stuff and having to turn on authenticness when the cameras come on, it can be a little bit difficult. You know?
Totally. So how do you now, you know, you've gone through this and you wonder who's in my life that's authentically cares about me, whether I have this title, whether I don't. How do you weed through people? How do you do that?
I'm the type of guy that I'd rather have 2 or 3 good friends than have, you know, 800 random. So I, for the most part, stick to myself, hang out with my dog. I've got
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. Gotta give it to you, man.
I think Pumpkin is a ladies' magnet.
She is, not on purpose. I mean, I inherited her, but when I take her out, yeah, it's she's super friendly too, so it can be a lot of work.
It's awesome. You can just see big masculine Chad walking around all ripped up, and there's a tiny little pumpkin.
People never expect it.
So what are you hoping to use, you know, the fame and the notoriety you have from all these reality shows? What are you doing with it now?
Right now, you know, just basically internet entrepreneurship. So, you know, I have my companies. I'm still looking to start another like clothing line. I'm looking to do some other things, and just kind of do more of this. You know, I don't really have a full long-term plan of exactly what it is I want to do. Open to anything.
Open to opportunity in meetings.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's meetings
You
after
know,
meetings after meetings.
meetings. I like meetings.
You know, oftentimes on here, we love the stories of, we love inspirational stories, and really there's a common denominator to it, which is people have to overcome hard things. And from what I understand, your mother passed away, is that correct?
Yeah.
Was that kind of what you would consider your darkest hour, or what was the hardest?
Yeah, probably so, because my mom was like my best friend, so I talked to her about everything. She was the first person I went to when I made a mistake, or, you know, anything happened in my life. And she passed away about 6 months before my first show. And so I didn't really, all during that time, I was actually trying to get in shape for the show. I mean, I was working out 5 hours a day. So I had no time from the time she passed until the show started, until all the action and all the, you know, appearances and things like that happened, to ever really, what's the word? Grieve. Yeah. So I never had that opportunity. So it just kind of fell by the wayside until eventually, you know, I guess it kind of, just kind of hopefully down on the inside I'm better. I feel like I am, but it just took a while.
Have you taken that time now?
I think so. You know, I think it's been a long enough time where, you know, I didn't get to do it all in one short period of time like a normal person does, but over the course of 2 years, yeah, I believe so.
What would you say to somebody who's going through something similar? Maybe somebody that's lost someone, or, you know, just feeling real down. How do you work through that, Chad? Was there anything that you learned that was helpful?
I think the one thing I learned was honestly, the best thing to do is know that you can't do anything about it. Try and look at the positives of your life, and it'll pass. You're going to learn that life goes on, and life will be okay without that person. You just have to find the strength within yourself.
It's incredible. You probably, I'm guessing at that time, did you also find that you were to lean on a couple people that were helpful and supportive in that way?
For sure. Yeah, I did have my, my sister and my father, so.
Nice. Well, we know that all relationships are eternal, so we know that she's with you now, and so just giving a big shout out. So what's the main thing you think she taught you out of everything?
I think to not take life so seriously. That's the number one thing I pride myself on, is being authentic and being able to have fun with life. Know? At the end of the day, it's all about just enjoying what's around us.
So if you had 3 wishes.
Okay, 3 wishes.
And having fun and being authentic.
Okay. 3 wishes?
3 wishes.
Okay. Can I wish for more wishes?
That's my first response every single time. I'm like, I'm using that one to get more wishes. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I would say number 1, my next goal is to get a house on the beach somewhere so that I can give my dog a place to be able to, like a doggy door, so she can walk outside. It's hard going from an Oklahoma place with a yard to where she can go do her own thing, and then to an apartment where she has to ask me for every time she wants to go do something. Number 2, just to keep my career going, I don't know where that's going at this moment, but I'm just open to everything. And then number 3 is just, I guess, just the health. Hope that I maintain. As long as I got my health and I got money, I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah, health is our true wealth.
Health, money, family. Yeah.
So it's Friday, so what are you up to this weekend?
I've got a couple dates planned, and
Speaking of dates, so you're on the show with Rob. I'm famously single on Eve. And I'm very curious, is there anything in particular you learned from Rob or in the relationship with him?
I'll say the one thing that I learned about you was you said to always walk in the room and assume that everybody likes you. And I think I'd slightly done that to an extent before. At least with girls, I did that.
He's like, I just know.
Right. Yeah. But then I was like, I could do that with everybody. I don't have to do that just with a girl that I like. So
has that improved your relationship with men?
Yeah, it has.
Really?
Actually.
I love that. I love that.
It's interesting, and this is one of the things that I love about you, Chad. I mean, he's got incredible, remembers things like that, and I honestly didn't even remember saying that, and but it's definitely like one of the most important things, because we often enter a room and we immediately assume that either people don't like us or we have to prove to them that they should like us. And when we do that, we actually set ourselves up for failure, because we do all kinds of things to give them the impression that we're not likable. So I love that you share that, Chad. It's really deep.
Yeah, that was really good.
So cool. That's awesome. Well, so fun to see you guys together.
Yeah.
I'm excited for all the projects.
Good
I'm
to be
sure
back.
coming up. Where can people find you? I know you have a supplement company.
Yeah, my supplement company is Destiny Nutrition. We do fat burners, and it's basically a women's fitness and weight loss thing. So also have like meals they can have delivered to their houses. And then
I'd like to sign up for that challenge, please.
She takes all the challenges.
I do.
But yeah, and then, you can follow me on Instagram at RealChadJohnson, and my website at realchadjohnson.com is where I have all my fitness plans and everything.
So working out, nutrition, and I thought you just like tripped and got shredded. I thought that's the way it worked. Apparently not, huh?
There's a lot of extra work.
So 5 hours a day.
That's what I was doing before the show. I mean, now that I'm in shape, it's pretty simple. But
so
I mean, I had like 3 months.
5 hours, maintaining how many hours?
What's that?
To get there is 5 hours a day. To maintain is how many hours?
To get there, for me, I was about 30, 40 pounds overweight when I found out that I was going to be on the show. So to do that in about 3 months, yeah, I had to do a lot.
Wow.
But now that I'm in shape, it's like, it's easy to stay there. Just don't make stupid decisions.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done. Okay, well, so nice to meet you. So excited.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
So cool to hear the journey, for sure. So we're going to take a little break, come back, and talk to 2 amazing experts about matchmaking and being a wingman and all that good stuff. Stay tuned.
This is Jack. His mother didn't save his childhood artwork.
She just threw it all away like it was garbage.
If only his mother had Archive.
Archive is the easiest and fastest way to chronologically store your child's art.
Snap a picture, tag it, and store it safely in our cloud.
Then share it with friends and family. Even turn it into a calendar, mug, or your very own printed book. Oh, you were gonna make one yourself? Yeah, that's what his mom said. Download the Archive app now and help us save art.
Archive, available now on the App Store.
We're live on Good Morning La La Land with the Creator Canada Ribbon of Ginger. We're talking about motivation and perfection today, but you perfected a cocktail, right?
Yeah, this is I call this motivation in a bottle. It's like it's the embodiment of me. If you could actually ask that question, who would you be if you were a beverage? So just to run down the ingredients, the original version has fresh ginger, cayenne pepper, lemon, green tea, mint, and cane sugar. The dragon fruit version, which we'll try a little bit later, has got all those ingredients plus dragon fruit and passion fruit. This is an anti-inflammatory, and they found that ginger is just as effective as Motrin for anti-inflammation.
Right? I'm not gonna lie, like this is not, I'm not trying to like, you know, fluff it up. It's really, really good.
And it's got like really, like the perfect amount of kick is what I love about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. Unexpected, so smooth,
so
refreshing.
I mean, a little sparkle, like, oh.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are here with two dating experts on hashtag Friday Feels. Lori, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, so is it true that you two met with a tweet?
We did.
Yes, yes.
I found him on Twitter, and I retweeted him, and then he wrote me back, but then the conversation kind of died, so I DM'd him and asked if he wanted to get a drink.
She slid in the DMs.
Yeah.
So what did you think about that? I mean, I love that you reached out to him because that's not typical, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my argument is she made it more of like a business situation. Oh, we should like get together and see if we can like work with clients together.
There might be synergy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And literally, like, before I was going to be with her, I was like, oh, crap, like, I need to, like, look her up and see, like, what she's about. And then when I saw her video on I was like, oh, she's really cute. Yeah.
So, Thomas, you're a professional wingman.
Yes.
Is there a cooler job than that?
You're like the hitch,
Haven't
right?
found it.
Yes.
People call me the real
That's
hitch.
the best movie. I mean, that's so cool.
It's probably easier then to be a wingman than to date for yourself, right?
I will say, before I met Lori, dating was actually the hardest because when people found out that I was a professional wingman, they expected me to be perfect. And then whatever I did, they thought it was a move. They know
what it is.
Yeah, they know what it was.
The worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes late.
Yeah. Oh, see? That's your move.
Was dating hard for you as a dating expert?
It was so hard. I actually, sometimes I would try to hide it a little bit. Like, I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. And then they'd be like, oh, tell me about your business. And then I'd tell them, and they'd be like, are you writing about this? Are you going to blog about this? Like, are you trying to, like, recruit me as a client?
Wow.
I want my file.
So tell the audience a little bit about what you guys do exactly, just to clarify.
Yeah, so my company is called The Worthy One, and I help women empower them to kind of release this story of, I am not good enough, I do not deserve him, and step into their power so that they can attract the right person.
Nice. So how did you do that for yourself? Take us back.
Yeah.
Way back before Thomas.
Way back. I mean, I have so many stories about not being good enough. Like, I would go on amazing dates, and then I would come home and be like, oh my God, like, did he think I was pretty enough though? Like, did I do something wrong? Maybe he hasn't texted me yet because he met someone better. So I would tell myself all these stories. And also, I think I was so worried about other people that I didn't really commit to myself. So when I committed to me and I started focusing on me and prioritizing myself, that's when I met Thomas.
Oh, I love that.
When you pitched him for a business deal.
I didn't. Not in person,
Not in person.
Come on.
We actually, I mean, when we first met, we didn't even talk about business at all. We were kind of just
Yeah.
like hanging out, getting wasted over drinks.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we should actually like talk about like, what we do.
I mean, but your business it's been featured in the New York Times with Entrepreneur. What exactly is your business of being a professional wingman?
So we help people find long-term relationships, and how we do that is we help them develop their social skills through experiential learning. So a lot of times I'll go out with my clients and I'll see in real time what's preventing them from making the romantic connections that they want. And then once they get the feedback, they're able to go back out there and really make improvements dramatically.
It's the best
We've
ever.
talked about
it really is. Yeah. In the field.
Yeah,
Rob and I have
awesome.
talked a
It's
lot
awesome.
about like how people could use like a surrogate boyfriend girlfriend. Like if they knew like what it was actually like to experience them dating, they'd be able to give them some feedback. You know.
Well, the really interesting thing is, you know, as very attractive women, you have the luxury of getting many guys to approach you over several years. Where for guys who may not be as confident, we only approach a fraction of that amount. So the emotional experience, the emotional intelligence gap is so wide between men and women. And so to have someone who can help them kind of expedite that learning curve is huge and invaluable.
Huge.
Yeah.
For sure. So what would you say out there? So we've got these dating apps, we've got all this. What would you say? If you come to I come to you and I go, okay, I want to meet somebody long term, what would you say is the first step you guys go through with people?
Good.
Well, for me, it's really about looking at their stories and what's going on. You know, I also own another dating company called eFlirt, and we help you with your profile and, you know, your pictures and making sure everything is right and that you know how to get offline with people. But the truth is, the reason why I started the Worthy One is because you can know all of that stuff, but still not attract the right person, still not get on as many dates as you want. Like, it really starts from within. Yeah.
Definitely.
For me, it's about creating a life that's conducive to the quality that you want. So you really optimize your lifestyle to have the opportunities to meet the kind of people that you want. And then when you get the opportunities, have the skills necessary to not only create, but to grow and sustain those relationships for forever.
It's such a great point. I love both what you're both saying. It's just so incredible. Well, how do you do that? How do you optimize? You know, somebody's like, well, what does that mean? How do I optimize my lifestyle in a way that makes me more available for dating opportunities?
So I actually have what I call a lifestyle pyramid. So it's like 4 layers. And so at the top, it's about your passions, your interests, and your hobbies. And you figure out how can I leverage those things with where I can include other people. And that's where you're going to spend most of your time. You have instant connection with people and you have perfect context to start any conversation. The next level is about exploration. What are some things I want to get into that I never really gave myself a chance to? That allows you to meet people that you never would be able to meet. And then the third, which I think is the most important, which is what I call 24/7. So from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed, you're probably interacting with many, many people that you don't realize you could have a chance to really create a connection with. So whether it's talking to the barista at Starbucks or it's waiting at the street corner for the traffic light to change, there's always opportunities for you to meet people. So if you're able to just have a sustainable conversation, even if it's just asking for the time, that type of momentum can leverage itself to then when the moment counts, you can actually feel more comfortable and confident to talk to people. And the fourth one is going to the source. So you're going to singles events, you're going to speed dating, wherever it is.
Apps are really going to the source too,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. You know, so you're doing that so you always have an opportunity to meet people. And so if you do that over time, there's really it's impossible to not meet someone who's leveraging those things.
I have a question for you though, because I have a lot of people in my life that have gone on these apps and these e-dating sites, and there's so many options being presented that people are afraid to commit because they can always swipe for the next, right? What is your take on that?
Yeah. So the biggest, most important thing to know when you're swiping and searching is that all my clients, I have 150 marriages, you guys. All of my clients are in relationships with someone that they said maybe to initially. It was like not the perfect person that they expected. So when you see someone, I think it's really easy for us to compare and to judge and to think we need to pick the perfect person. But really, the ones who you're sort of like, maybe, that's who you need to go on a date with.
So that grass is greener mentality is like really deadly. You know?
Yeah. Well, you were talking about before about like narratives and stories that we create, right? So like when you think about everyone's fairy tale, it always starts with fireworks.
Yeah.
That's just not realistic. And so but because it's in your mind, if you don't have fireworks, that means it's not good. And then the reality is, most connections that last the longest is a slow burn.
Interesting. Fascinating. I just gotta say though, hello.
She's got something to say, I think, here. She's been
here that we're not talking about. Hi.
She's not getting an opportunity to speak here.
This
What
is
do you want to
pure
say,
love,
sweetheart?
pure joy right here.
Rob can't help. Rob Mack, the official over here. The girls are just fawning over him at any point.
I think it's just the colors and
jacket.
But she's so well behaved. She's just sitting there
She's
like.
super chill.
How is that? I wonder about that. So have you found that having a little one has changed the relationship that you have with each other? In what ways?
A lot,
yeah.
I think.
I mean, when I think about myself as a husband and a friend and just generally a man, everything has changed ever since she showed up in my life. And all for the better. It's amazing. I mean, she's teaching me more about myself than I ever learned before she even showed up. And it's amazing.
All I say is that you match the set, just so you know, your orange pants are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
And they've got
always,
the
they're always
candles
dressed
back there.
It's
It's all working right here for
I love the
us.
coordination. It works.
So, where can people find you guys?
You can find me at theworthyone.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Laurie Davis Edwards.
And for me, I'm at theprofessionalwingman.com, or I'm on Instagram as your wingman.
And where do they?
Letter U, letter R, wingman.
Do people? Is it mostly in LA or people in New York? Where are people?
I work with clients all around the world, anywhere from Singapore to even locally here. Most of my clients are here in the States. But yeah.
I bet people want to be you. They're like, I want to be your profession. Do they come to get trained in that? Right?
I get emails all the time. People ask me
I'm
for jobs.
sure.
I can totally do that. I did it for my friend. And then
I can just imagine the conversation when you look at her and you're like, sorry, babe, I got to go wing in Singapore this weekend. You're like, all right,
how does that work? Oh my gosh. So guys, we're going to be right back. We're actually going to, everyone's going to come back on. So stay tuned when we be right back.
Gerard, creator of the Joyous Miracle Elixir collection, and I'm happy to say that it's the only collection out there that is not going to have any harsh chemicals, free of parabens, free of sulfates, free of sodium chloride, absolutely cruelty-free, because for me that is super important, and it's made right here in USA. And it's the only line that is going to deliver you the best antioxidants, vitamins, fatty acids, minerals, straight from Mother Nature. I've infused my entire line with buriti, maracuya, moringa, and argan. So you have the buriti, which is the tree of life. You have the argan, which is literally liquid gold. You have the maracuya, which is the richest source of vitamin C. And you have the moringa, which is the richest superfood in the world. So I've combined all these yummy ingredients from Mother Nature and delivered them straight to you, straight to your strands, straight to your face. In all my products, that's the base of it. And the most important thing is that everything is made with love right here at home in USA, straight for you.
And the reason they book me and keep me is because it's more than just training. It's just authentic. And so I think that's one thing I realized that I had my whole life was will. I'm so determined to get to where I want to go. I'm not going to let nothing stop me, not even myself. Right? And I try to tell my clients and people, it's all a mindset. You know, you got to really want it. They said, you can change anything, but before you change anything, you got to change it in your mind first. Just because I always say if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you.
Welcome back live with Good Morning La La Land. We have hashtag Friday Feeling, all about dating, love, and relationship. And it's been a fun-filled Feeling Friday. So we have a little tradition with this final segment. We give these little coins away. They are called Karma Army coins, and they're all about doing good deeds. So they're really about, you know, doing whatever it is, pay it forward, and giving the coin away. It has a little code on it. You can actually go to the website and you can actually put stories in, whether it be something that's done to you or something that you did to somebody else, and you can watch how the coin goes across the globe, the butterfly effect of all the stuff. So we're all about doing good, positivity, and starting your day right here. So yeah.
Since you guys are all in like the health and wellness and like helping profession, you'll probably give them like 1,000 away.
Right.
Just basically, you know.
No, but we would love to see how far the kindness goes and how big our community here is at La La Land. So when you do give your coin, let us know what the story is, because we want to talk about it in the show. Whether you do a selfie or Insta story or whatever it is, make sure you tag us, because we really want to be able to share that and share your kindness with the world.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
No pressure. I have a question for you guys. Where do you think dating and love and relationship are going? Because I know that marriage is on the decline. Where do you guys see out there? Do you think it's going to be more polyamorous? Do you think it's going to be just all over the place? Do you see anything in the forefront?
I think it will be less traditional. I think there's lots of different types of relationships these days, and I think that that's going to continue to rise, that we'll start to see like different configurations.
You know, personally for me, I feel like the human desire for physical connection is going to get to a point where it's going to be a huge need. And so we're going to go into what I refer to as an analog era, where we're going to use technology, but use it quickly in order for us to get together in person. The way it used to be back 40, 50 years ago, when things were simpler times, I like to call it.
What do you think, Chad?
I'd say the same as them, basically. I think that it's going to be a lot more open here pretty soon. And I think that, you know, marriage is dying. And the only reason really nowadays to get married is tax savings.
So are you looking for marriage? But now, are you looking for love? Are you looking for a partner? Do you want to get married?
Yeah, I think I do want to get married eventually. I mean, I want to find the right person for that. But, you know, I'm not trying to rush and jump into the wrong relationship. And if I do get married, which obviously then, like we were talking about, then there's some financial stuff involved.
You can
I want to make sure that, you know.
For sure.
What's most important to you, Chad, in a woman or in a relationship, do you think?
I think the number one thing for me is just being open every day. So like my number one thing is I like to just every day wake up and have a good time. So I want somebody who is capable of looking at the positive, like you guys speak about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the negative attitude. There's nothing worse when you're first dating somebody and they're like complaining about this, complaining about that. You're like, I got enough problems. Gotta go.
Is that one of the biggest challenges in your guys' work? When you work with people, is it sort of a negative attitude, or is it something else that causes the most problems for people that want to date or meet people?
Yes, I think it's negativity, but I think that the negativity comes from feeling lonely, from feeling afraid, you know, from having lots of things that maybe they're not even recognizing kind of under the surface. So yeah, maybe they're like, oh my gosh, there's no good men left. And you hear that as negativity, but really like what's underneath that is that maybe they don't feel like they're worthy of someone.
And it's a story that they're looking through the lens and always looking for the proof of that story.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Always looking for
It's a belief
the
cycle.
negative evidence instead of the positive.
She agrees.
She's like,
yeah, what do you think? Where do you think it's all going?
She's not ready to date yet, Erin.
She's just like, just remember in the present. Just relax.
I'm just getting
enjoy
used to
yourself.
Yeah. Look at the heart attack.
She already found her love right there, Rob.
That's right. Is there anything that you guys do to maintain the positivity in your daily lives? Do you read? Do you listen to books? What do you do to maintain positive attitude?
Honestly, it's so easy when you have a baby. You just look at her and she collabs all day, and there's just so much joy in her life. But I make sure that the things that I tell myself every day are good things, and we actually speak them out loud. So she knows that she's worthy and that she's enough too.
I feel like she's getting it.
Yeah.
What about you, Chad?
I said the one thing that I do when this comes with dating and just day-to-day life is I don't take to dig into people's lives and get to know people unless I know whether they're like a positive addition to my life. So I don't have 800 different people calling me all the time, you know, dumping their emotional negativity on me until, you know, I've weeded through those people to figure out who's going to be beneficial to me.
And it's good that you're almost unapologetic about that too, because I think
You need to
sometimes
be.
it's hard to be able to put up that guard and say, you know what, I don't want your negativity in my life, you know, and to really put those people out. I admire that.
I think it's
But
straight
we've
up.
seen people with babies, and sometimes the first 2 years tears apart so many relationships. So it's an attribute. This is like says a lot about your guys' ability to stay
You know,
positive.
one thing that I can always say about her, Laurie and I, is that we are an amazing team no matter what we tackle. I mean, it literally took until we got married to decide to actually do business together, even though that was the reason why we got together to begin with when we first met. And it just kind of shows like how focused we are. And even when we have conflicts, like we team up and we figure out how do we resolve this. We're never on opposite ends of the table. We're always on the same side.
So it sounds like you might be going to coaching for marriages and for relationships instead of just matchmaking.
It's inevitable that it's going to happen for sure.
This
you
will
know?
evolve. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us,
It's
guys.
been an incredible
Thank you.
show. We are
Yeah.
Good Morning LaLa Land, streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter.
Have a great weekend, you guys.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLa Land.